PamVavra, goodness tainted. Goodness tainted, PamVavra.
The human desire to help others is universal. It's not reserved for the Mother Teresas or the Florence Nightingales of the world. It is in each and every one of us. Furthermore, it is instinctual. We are born with it. Experiments show this. At the Max Planck Institute in Germany, toddlers ranging in age from 18 to 24 months were placed in an experimental setting in which an adult experimenter feigned difficulty performing a task. He would drop a clothespin while hanging items on a clothesline, or drop a block while placing it on a stack, bump into a closed cabinet door with arms laden. Without making eye contact or beckoning gestures at the child, each and every time, with 100% predictability, the child would cross the room to help the adult. And crossing the room when you're 18 to 24 months of age is a Herculean task. The infant would cross the room, retrieve the clothespin, place the block on the stack, or even open the cabinet door. This desire to help other people is not only universal and instinctual, we carry it with us to the grave. It cannot be extinguished by infirmary or old age. I have a 12-year-old friend, Nick, who is a volunteer neighborhood coordinator for a food collection program that we have in Ashland. And that means once every 2 months, he goes around our neighborhood, collects bags of food that people have set out on their porch, and then either his mother or I drive them to the emergency food bank. One morning, as Nick was doing his rounds, he noticed a group of people congregated at Mr. Wilson's house. And as he approached the house, it was explained to him that Mr. Wilson had died the week before, but not before making sure he had filled his bag and had it ready for Nick to collect. Not so universal is the acceptance of our good deeds and our benevolent overtures. In fact, oftentimes, our offers to help are rebuked. Henry David Thoreau described this phenomenon most strongly when he said, "There is no odor so bad as that which arises from goodness tainted. If I knew for a certainty that a man was coming to my house with the conscious design of doing me good, I should run for my life." And just as Martin Luther King Jr. told us, we have no persuasive power with those who can feel our underlying contempt for them. It's also true that our benevolent gestures are certain to be rebuffed by those who can feel our arrogance or our underlying sense of superiority over them. You know the people that Thoreau's talking about, don't you? Many of us have probably been guilty of giving that little bit of unsolicited advice. And while King and Thoreau help us understand and identify the problem, we have to turn to Lilla Watson to understand the solution. Lilla Watson is an Australian Aborigine who said, "If you come here because you want to help me, you are wasting your time. If you come because your liberation is bound up with mine, then let us work together." In other words, if we're to be effective at helping others, we must learn to identify with them and connect with them so deeply that we feel their struggles as our own, and we're on equal footing with them. Fortunately, we can do this. The way we do it is by strengthening and developing that part of our brain that is concerned not with the barriers that separate us, but with those things that connect us. We can strengthen that humble part of our brain, if you will, through a number of activities. Meditation, spiritual practice, studying history, or practicing art. All of these activities help to strengthen those bonds that connect us with one another, with nature, with the universe. And if we can learn to express our desire to help others in a manner so untainted that even Henry David Thoreau would welcome us into his home, then, and I submit to you only then, will the acceptance of our good deeds become as universal as the innate altruism from which they spring. Then, and only then, will our desire to help others truly be fulfilled.